Welcome to the Musella Foundation's Brain Tumor webinar series. Today's topic is xINFORM, which is a part of our patient navigation program. Today's special guest speaker is Kenny Wong, Chief Product Officer of xCures. Before we start, I just want to tell you about the collaboration. The Musella Foundation and Cancer Commons partnered to create the ultimate patient navigation program. We spun off xCures as a for-profit company to handle the back end of the program. They created and run the software and registry we need for the program. Take it away, Kenny.
Thanks, Al, for having me today. So I want to share with everyone sort of the process for xINFORM, which we have developed to offer in collaboration with the Musella Foundation and Cancer Commons to really help empower patients with the best treatment options for them through this platform. And we're basically using artificial intelligence to really help us look at the latest evidence out there, also how we've learned from other patients in terms of how they were doing in their respective treatments, and also based on virtual tumor board discussions that we're hosting with key opinion leader physicians across US on a weekly basis. So we're learning from all of them to offer you a personalized list of treatment options that's best for you to consider with your doctor. So I'm sharing with you sort of the main page for the Musella Foundation's website at virtualtrials.org. From there, you can click on Learn and then Patient Navigation Program, or you can also just go to the bottom and click on Find Treatments in order to get to sort of the sign-up process. So if you go to Learn, go to the Patient Navigation Program, you should be able to see a link where you can jump straight to this landing page, which is really giving you sort of what I just told you a few seconds ago. And also, as part of this process, we are trying to get feedback from patients like you. So if you're willing to sign up and go through this process and get the treatment options report, which I'll show you in a second, and also then share your feedback with us. As part of this trial right now, we're giving you a $100 Amazon gift card as a thank you for sharing your feedback with us. So from this landing page, you would just click on Get Report, and you would jump straight to our site where you can sign up for an account. So I want to jump straight to our testing server, given I'm just demoing what this process would look like, but it's basically the same experience that you're seeing here. You would enter an email address that works best for you, that you use on a daily basis. Preferably, it would be your personal email address, but not one of your work email addresses, just because we are sharing personal health information. And so this is just simple sign-up process to confirm that you are not a bot. And you're clicking here to agree to sort of the terms of services and privacy policy. If you want, you can also click and just view with more information about that. And when you click on sign up, we will then just send a verification code to your email just to confirm that you are you do have access to this email address. So you would get a code on your inbox, which I just received right now, and you would just enter that back into the platform. So let me just pull that up real quick. So it's 116158. And then you would just sign up for an account by creating a password. That's 12 characters, and you meet all the criteria here. And then we just have a pretty quick sign-up process where we just want to ask some brief information about yourself. So I'm just going to enter my details right here, my first name, last name, my date of birth, my contact information, how I heard about this platform. So if you heard about it from the Musella Foundation, specifically in this scenario, you can just enter that here, and we'll also be able to track and share that information back with the Musella Foundation as well, and Cancer Commons. We also ask you some brief information about your demographics information. That's helpful for us as we collect the data. And then also brief information about your cancer and then also who your treating physician is. So we can actually go and grab medical records from them, and also share the report with them if when that's available as well. And that's basically it. And this is sort of our consent form, which is the patient participation agreement. And you're also signing up to our observational registry, so we can actually continuously keep track of how you're doing, and we will pull the medical records on the back end to extract that information as well. So after you sort of scroll to the bottom, you can click on continue and indicate whether you're consenting for yourself or you are a legally authorized representative. For example, you're a parent of a child who has, let's say, glioblastoma. So after you click on that, you would then, you're done with the consent process, and that's basically, you're finished with the consenting process. And really the next step now is just to go through the experience of sharing the medical records. So we have a way to know who should we reach out to grab the medical records and assess sort of the cancer history. So we also have what we call a welcome tours, where we quickly walk through sort of what you should expect in this platform. So first of all, what we're going to do after we grab your medical records is we're basically going to review and extract information there and generate what we call a cancer journey, which is our understanding of your cancer history before we actually generate the treatment options. So that we'll send you a notification when that's ready, and you can sort of view that in this platform here. You can also always share medical records with us by directly uploading it on this platform. But concurrently, we'll also be reaching out to your institutions as well. And also, when the treatment options report is available, we'll also be sending you an email notification, and you'll also be able to access that here as well. And so really the next step is to upload the medical records. So we basically have a 3-step process. And so you can either just drag and drop medical records here. You could also share your login credentials to the electronic medical record systems that you have access to. Or you could just share where you are being treated, and we'll automatically go and reach out to them as well. So you can enter as much or as little information that you have, but obviously the more information, the better, because that will enable us to quickly grab the medical records so we can help you faster as well. And basically, after you're done with this process, that's it. And then that's when we'll then on our end work with Cancer Commons, our partner, and Masella Foundation to reach out and grab the medical records and start reviewing that before we generate what we call the cancer journey, our understanding of your cancer history. So let me share an example of that would look like as well. Give me 1 second. So this is an example of what it would look like. So you get an email notification. You can either view that through our HIPAA compliant portal that I just showed you in a few seconds ago. And so we basically split up into 3 different sections, and that's based on interviews that we've done with many patients and also providers that have used our services before. And so we would, first of all, want to really ensure we have a very accurate understanding of the diagnoses, whether they have metastasized, for example, and also the day of diagnosis, and also any biomarker testing that was done. We also then have, we poll sort of how the patient's doing. So for example, the Kanofsky Performance Scale or KPS score, if that's available in your medical records, we'll also pull that information as well and display that on the platform. And then we also want to show, which is very important, obviously, in order to generate a treatment options report, is whether you're currently on any treatment and also historical applicable surgeries or therapies that you've had in the past, and we'll also display that as well. And so after you get that information, you can also download that as a PDF for you to share with your provider or others. And if there's any inaccurate information, that's when you can also have an opportunity to reach out to us so that we can review and really ensure we have a very good understanding of your cancer history or cancer journey before we then work on generating a personalized list of treatment options for you. So once that's ready, you basically would once again get an email notification, and you would be able to then hop on to the portal again, and you would get a list of treatment options. And it's interactive in the sense where you would see the list of treatment options. If you click on expand button, you would be able to then see the access mechanism, whether it's a clinical trial, for example, and also what we call the treatment rationale, or really why this is recommended for you. And that's based on the latest clinical evidence out there, what's out there in clinical trials, also based on how patients have been doing on our platform, and also or potentially based on virtual tumor boards that we've been hosting with key opinion leaders as well. So that's sort of the information that we'll be sharing in the why, or what we're calling the treatment rationale. And once again, you can download that as a PDF. And let me show you an example of that looks like here. And so here's an example of what a PDF would look like, but basically it would display the exact same information that is available on the user interface. And so it's basically a list of treatment options, the access mechanism, and the why. But we also do attach a copy of the cancer journey as well to the bottom report, because that's really important, because we are generating the treatment options based on our understanding of your cancer history based on a certain date of information that was last pulled from our end. So we'll have that all in a PDF that you can print and also share once again with your providers or other physicians or healthcare providers that you're interacting with as well. And so in general, from the last 3 months in polling the turnaround time, this whole experience takes about less than 2 weeks. And obviously the turnaround time really depends on how quickly we're able to grab the medical records. So the more medical records you have available on hand, the quicker we can actually pull that and generate the cancer journey for you, and also the treatment options report. But that's basically what I wanted to share with everyone. Just a really quick walkthrough of our platform for xINFORM. And so you can go through the Masella Foundation website to quickly access xINFORM and sign up for an account. And registration typically takes less than 5 to 10 minutes.
Thank you. That was excellent. There's a few questions, but first I just want to point out the relationship between these different organizations. So xCures will provide this report. You could use it yourself, look at it, bring it to your doctor, let him decide what treatment you want to do. But the Masella Foundation and Cancer Commons is here to help you interpret it, help you figure out which ones are the best options. It can also help you get access to these if they're very hard to get into. For example, a clinical trial or an expanded access program. xCures also helps with the expanded access program sometimes. We also have a co-payment assistance program to help pay for some of these options if you need it. But we're here for you so that your journey goes much nicer. It's hard to do all this stuff by yourself. You can't do all this research by yourself. This is a sounding board where you could bounce your ideas off of us. If you have an idea that's not on the report, you could send it to us. We'll evaluate it, tell you what you think of it. I think basically every patient should be going through this. It's also nice to have all of your medical history in one nice little packet. We get medical records that come in with 600 or 700 pages, and nobody's going to really read through that. Here we pick out all the important things and organize it nicely so you and your doctor can see at a glance what has happened and what you need quickly. That's about it for my spiel. There's a couple of questions just came in. How many patients do you have in the registry so far?
We have over 1,200 patients on the registry right now.
Very good. How many people are on the team that actually runs this project?
Across sort of both organizations, there are many teams from clinical operations that are actually pulling the medical records, and also the scientific team. So I would say that's north of 20 individuals that are helping from pulling the records, interpreting, and reviewing the options as well. But in total headcount, that's over 40 people that's helping with the entire process.
Okay, this one I think I might take. The question is, can you help us get on 201? Well, first, could you answer that, and then I'll answer it. Let me
I
answer.
will, yeah, I'll definitely hear this off.
We used to run the program, the expanded access program for on 201, and then our program stopped and another organization took it over. Right now it is open. I'll privately send you details on how to get access to it, but we don't run that program anymore. We used to. But it is possible to get in certain circumstances. You have to meet their criteria. It's not generally available yet. Another question is it safe to give access to my portal? Let me get that one too. Yes. The only thing that access to that portal could do is to take information on your medical records. So you could either do it yourself, or you could just let us do it. Having us do it takes all the work off for you. It's going to take you probably about an hour or so to download all this stuff and upload it to the website. Or you could take 30 seconds and give us the login information, and our team will do it. There's no danger in this. The only people who could ever see your medical records are the three organizations mentioned. It's the Musella Foundation, Cancer Commons, and xCures. Anytime the information is accessed outside those three people, it's completely de-identified, and you cannot be identified from that information. It's just the aggregated data, correct? Okay.
Right.
Where do the options come from? There's like 100 different clinical trials. How did you pick those 10?
So you mean in terms of the final list of treatment options that we provide?
Yes.
That is based on the virtual tumor boards, what other physicians have offered in the past as well. So that there are a lot of options overall. There's over 26,000 of them out there, but this is really based on patients that we're helping day to day historically, what they've pursued, and also what key opinion leaders are offering, in this case, for example, in brain cancer. So this is based on what we're learning day to day.
Okay, perfect. That's all I had on this project. We have a couple minutes, so I just want to quickly mention something else that I'm working on. It's called the Promising Pathway Act. We're trying to get a new law passed that'll speed up the development of new drugs, get a lot more new drugs into the pipeline for us. And we need your help getting the law passed. Kenny, can you just go back to my website? Just the home page. Basically, this takes the decision out of the hands of the FDA and puts it back in the hands of your doctor where it belongs. So we'll get drugs passed after a phase 2 trial, basically, instead of a phase 3 trial. It's a conditional approval. They have to go to the homepage. It's conditional approval. They have to prove that it actually works before it gets full approval. But in the meantime, you're able to access it, and most likely insurance companies will pay for it. So click on the activism alert. And this just explains what the whole bill is. Move down just a little bit. And here's an easy way for you to send letters to your congressman. I just want everybody here to send those letters to the congressman, have all your family members or friends send the letters. And this will get us access to at least 5 or 6 new drugs quickly. And then every year it's going to add another 3 or 4 or 5 drugs that we could choose from. And using our system, we have this group of experts, they'll be able to figure out which are the best drugs to use, and also figure out which drugs not to use. And it goes together perfectly. And that's about it for today's webinar. We had another webinar scheduled for Sunday, but it was just postponed. So we'll let you know when that comes back. And thanks everybody. Thank you, Kenny. And see you next time. Bye-bye.